So, is state of being essential when it comes to the idea of passing through the eye of the needle? And is it really important to stay strong and positive and relax and just know that you're going to pass through it? Or
Yes, absolutely. As we have said, state of being is everything in the sense of what allows you to experience what you're experiencing in a way that you prefer to. But it's not about having to stay strong as if that's supposed to be an effort that you have to make. It's about understanding how things work and allowing yourself to go with your true flow. Follow the formula. And then when you do that, you will know, if you understand how things work, you will know that no matter what's happening, you'll be okay. It's not about a struggle to stay strong. It's not an effort. It's an actual letting go because you know, again, understanding, you know that surrender is not giving up control. Surrender is surrendering to the control that's already built into your flow and knowing that your flow already knows where you need to go. That's most representative of your true self. Therefore, it's not something you have to struggle to maintain as a state of being. It's something you simply relax into as a state of being that is more natural for you, knowing that it will take you exactly through the eye of the needle in exactly the right way for you and allow you to wind up on the shore you belong on.
okay, here's kind of a cute synchronicity. Last month, my cat Moonshadow swallowed my sewing needle with thread attached. In 2 to 3 days, it passed through his system, and Moonshadow was unscathed. Is there any relationship between this incident and the 2020 Eye of the Needle?
Cats are so brilliant. As reflections of higher dimensional knowledge, higher dimensional awareness, because that is a perfect reflection of the understanding that you, in a sense, are not really going through the eye of the needle. The eye of the needle is going through you.
Ooh.
And if you remain in the state of being similar to the idea of how a cat relaxes in its understanding and perception of other dimensional realities and sees more of reality than most of you do, you can allow that passage to happen and come out, as you say, unscathed.
That was beautiful. These are some questions that have to do with manifestation and the formula.
Yes.
Okay, so you advise us to allow rather than resist. At the same time, you state that action is the language of physical reality.
Yes.
So what if I'm unhappy with a situation? I feel the urge to change it, and which may mean I'm resisting and I'm not cooperating or counteracting something.
All right. Misunderstanding of how the word resist is being used by us. Because the idea we are saying is that don't resist means don't resist yourself. We're not talking about the idea that physical actions may appear to others to be a resistance to something you don't prefer. That's not what we're talking about. We're saying don't resist your natural energy. If your true passion energy and the action that goes along with it is to make a statement physically that might appear to others to be resistant to something that's vibrationally incompatible with you, it's not the kind of resistance we're talking about when we say don't resist. We're talking about not resisting your own true energy.
And even when you, in a sense, surrender to yourself,
Yes.
You don't experience that as a negative or a disempowering experience.
No. And you don't experience the physical act, really, from your point of view, as an actual physical resistance. You will experience the idea of standing up for what you believe to be true in a more positive way. It may not even be experienced as resistance from the other side, if there is another side. So the idea is that when you elevate your frequency, you find more creative ways, more positive ways to express the actions that you take that are in alignment with your true energy. And it won't even necessarily appear to be resistance in the classical sense physically. It may be a more creative expression, a more loving expression. It may come out in a very different way because you're on a level, a vibrational level, where you can be inspired by other ways to express yourself that are not necessarily going to look like the classic ways of resistance. Because that, again, is something that is expending an effort and pushing against something instead of engaging with something in a way that invites them to go with their own flow creatively. It's not a pushing against. It's not a rebelling against. That happens when you're truly in your flow and acting on your passion. You find other ways, other avenues, and other paths by which to express the idea of your truth in contrast to something that is not your truth, that actually expresses itself in a more powerful, positive way. We once gave the idea, we once told the story of the idea of a bank robber and the bank teller, and how the idea of the bank robber coming in was in a sense diffused by the bank teller by really communicating with the robber that she actually truly cared about and was concerned about what would happen in his life if he went through the act. And so instead of resisting him, she engaged him in a way that convinced him that she truly cared about what happened to him. And therefore, because she was expressing her passion of her care and concern for him, he actually gave up robbing the bank. So the idea is that there are other paths, many other paths that might be invisible to you if you think along the classical lines of resistance, as opposed to understanding that new ways of doing things will actually come out in the physical action because you'll be on a different wavelength and capable of understanding how to act differently and in a way that might engage what might seem to be the other side instead of in a physical resistance, in a physical engagement that allows them to know that they can also choose another path that is also in their best interests, rather than themselves also believing in the idea that they have to resist and force to get what they need in life.
So in the process of manifesting, what intensity of high energy do we have to get to in order to manifest? And how long do we have to focus and...
No. Nothing more than what you're already doing. Remember, you're already manifesting. You're manifesting so easily you don't even know you're doing it. It's not about just manifesting what you want. You're already manifesting. So it's not about how long do I have to focus or how strong does it have to be. You're already manifesting. If you weren't, you wouldn't have a physical reality experience. So the question is not being asked in the way that understands what manifestation is. The idea of manifestation is to understand that everything you need in life, everything that will fulfill you, everything that will be representative of your ability to express your joy is already here. All you have to do is match the frequency. In the same way, in exactly the same way, to the same degree, the same level of energy that you're doing it right now with what you do manifest. It's just a matter of shifting the frequency to be more coherent and harmonious with other things that are already here other than what you're perceiving. Because it's not about manifesting something as if it doesn't already exist. It's about matching the vibration of something that's already here to allow it to become visible and tangible to you. So you don't need any more power, any more strength, any more duration, any more focus than you already have, because you're already manifesting effortlessly every second. Just change your frequency at the same level to be more of a match to the manifestations that are more compatible with who you truly are. This is another reason why we give you the formula. All you have to do is use the formula to adjust your frequency, and you will automatically mask what is germane to that particular frequency. You will already match it, and then it will manifest. But again, remember, it's not about what you want in the egotistical sense. It's about what you need. And what you need will always fulfill you. Always. What you want may not.